In this video, we are going to go through the Friday Overtime Challenge room that is a part of the SOC Level 1 pathway of TryHackMe inside of the Cyber Threat Intelligence module. So we've gone through a variety of different rooms prior to this. These two were just added to the SOC Level 1. So I had already completed an entire playlist for this, and some of our members communicated with me and let me know that they added some new rooms, including a very new module at the very end of this whole thing. So this is a part of the kind of like the rekindling of the SOC Level 1 pathway. So today we're going to go through the Friday Overtime Challenge. The artifacts in this scenario were actually retrieved from a real-world cyber attack, so it's advised that the interaction with the artifacts be done only inside the attached virtual machine. It is an isolated environment, and I want to see this is actually a subscribers only room, so you would need a paid subscription to TryHackMe to try to do this. But I think even if you don't have the paid subscription, which is extremely inexpensive anyway, especially if you use the link in the description below, even if you don't have the paid subscription, you can still get a lot out of this, because we're going to be using a few tools that if you just learn how to use those tools, then you'll be able to use them in your own life with, you know, your job or anything else that you're doing in your personal life. So this is actually based on a real world cyber attack. This is kind of the story behind it, right? So Friday evening at Panda Probe Intelligence, when a notification appears on the CTI platform, Cyber Threat Intelligence platform. While most are already looking forward to the weekend, you realize you must pull overtime because Swift Spend Finance has opened a new ticket raising concerns about potential malware threats. The finance company, known for its meticulous security measures, stumbled upon something suspicious and wanted immediate expert analysis. As the only remaining CTI analyst on shift at Panda Probe, you quickly took charge of the situation, realizing the gravity of a potential breach. The ticket contained multiple file attachments presumed to be malware samples. So this is what we're going to do, or this is supposedly what you did do, right? You downloaded the malware samples, providing the ticket, ensuring they were contained in a secured environment like a sandbox, running the samples through preliminary automated malware analysis tools, deep diving into a manual analysis, understanding the malware's behavior and identifying its communication patterns, correlating findings with global threat intelligence databases to identify known signatures or behaviors, and compiling a comprehensive report with mitigation and recovery steps. So this is our virtual machine. I've already loaded it, but it gives us a note down here that it may have connection refuse displayed because doc intel takes a few more minutes to start up after the VM has already started up. So I'm gonna just give this a little bit more time over here because it's still giving me this bad gateway sign and message. And once that is fully loaded, we'll actually get going with these questions that we have here. Okay, cool. So there it is. And Erica Tracy, I have an autofill, so I wonder if that's actually the username and password that goes in here. You can also connect to this via OpenVPN if you have a membership with TryHackMe, or just use the attack box. Actually, I didn't even need to use the attack box in this case. I just clicked start machine and this whole thing started up right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up inside of a new window just to give us some more space to work with. And we were told also at the bottom right here that OSINT, which is open source intelligence, a web browser, and a text editor outside of the virtual machine will also help us in our exercise. So I'm going to be doing a variety of strategies, including the stuff that we have here with doc intel, as well as just our regular browser and maybe a text editor off screen here. So we'll see how that whole thing plays out. While this finishes loading right here, it seems like it's taken a sweet minute to load. The first few questions I think we can actually kind of get as we just go through the information. So the first one is who shared the malware samples, and I'm going to take a wild guess that it's this guy right here. So Oliver Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. So let's try that. Okay, very good. That one's good. What is the SHA-1 hash of the file PRSM DLL inside the samples zip? So this is something that I have to get from here. There needs to be some kind of an attachment, I believe. So I actually got to wait for this thing to load. I'm going to try to see if maybe it's already on my desktop. And if it's not, then we might have to wait for that whole thing to load. So let's see what we can get here. Okay, so actually I opened up the email. I just clicked on it and it opened up like this. So as a piece of this email, or maybe not email, I don't exactly know. It seems like a direct message or something like that. We have this samples zip piece right here. So if I click on view all, I think it'll only, yeah, it only gives me this thing. There's only one sample zip right here. So I'm just going to download that, and it will most likely go in our downloads folder. So if we go to home and go inside downloads, we actually have this sample zip, and I'm just going to double click this to unzip it, and let's see how that works. There we go, extract files. We're going to extract it to our downloads folder. I just want it to all be inside of the same folder, and we'll extract all of these things. The archive is encrypted. Please enter the password. Okay, so I was trying to use the user password, but the actual archive password is panda321. So that is the password that we're supposed to use to extract this stuff right here. So this should be a little bit better for us to use. So I'm gonna go back to my downloads folder, do that, and then I'm gonna paste the panda321, and okay, no error messages this time. And do we have them? We have them. Excellent. Okay, so now we can actually kind of get the information for these files. So the next question is asking us for the SHA-1 hash of the PRSM DLL. So the easiest way that I know of doing it inside of, I think this is a Linux type of an environment, because ls works as our main listing operator. So I'm just going to go inside of the downloads folder and go inside of the samples folder. And now we have our files right here. So I think it's SHA-1 sum is the command from what I remember. So let's see if that works. It does. Okay, there we go. So there's the SHA-1 hash. So just to give you that view right here, it's SHA-1 SUM, and then the name of the file, and there you go. If you're not inside of the actual directory that the file exists in, you would need to give it the full path of that file, and it would still work for you. So there you go. That's the SHA-1 hash of PRSM DLL inside that file. So which malware framework utilizes these DLLs as add-on modules? And let's see what our hint gives us. Search for an article or report related to the artifacts. So which malware framework utilizes these DLLs as add-on modules? Okay, so I mean, just from this email that we got, it says it's a suspected rat, and rat actually stands for remote access Trojan. So I'm gonna try Trojan, and that is not the answer. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some research, and we actually need to do the MITRE attack technique linked to PRSM DLL anyways. So we're going to try to find either PRSM DLL in MITRE, or try to find something else about this particular attack to see what we can do. Okay, so I basically just searched for PRSM.dll inside of Google, and the first article shows up right here, evasive panda, APT, so on and so forth. So what I'm gonna do is do Control F, and I'm just gonna search for it, and right here, so we have the group implements its own malware framework and known as mgbot. So let's try mgbot. Okay, cool, very good. And now, which MITRE attack technique is using the PRSM with this malware framework? So let's go to MITRE, and let's see if we can search for mgbot inside of this place. There is no mgbot. I think evasive panda was the name of the APT group, right? What was the, let me go back to that previous article real quick. So inside of this same exact article, actually, so if I search for MITRE, it brings me to this portion where it says MITRE attack techniques. This was built using version 12 of the attack framework. And so the description is evasive panda acquires for command and control. The ID is this, so resource development, execution, persistence, privilege escalation, so on and so forth. So mgbot is in all of these descriptions, so I don't think this is in any specific one. So the question is asking us, is listed using PRSM in this malware framework. I mean, let's see which technique is using that PRSM. So inside of MITRE, unfortunately, either under the advanced persistent groups, like so under any of the groups, there is no evasive panda, and I wasn't able to find the actual attack or the specific DLL in here either. Usually it works like, so if I do Chimera, it'll bring up Chimera, right? So I know that you can search through MITRE for any information that you would need, but for whatever reason, maybe it's because this is the updated version of MITRE, it's not version 12 that we saw on We Live Security. So from this information, I think this would be the only thing that we can really pull from here. And with, you know, there is a hint essentially that we get here that it's a, what is it, a 5-character answer is linked to using this in the malware framework. So this is, it's very kind of generic. I would have to, I guess, try to guess, because this is not technically 5 characters, neither is this. This could be a potential answer. This could be a potential answer. So basically only the 5-character answers could actually work, and there's a few of them. So I'm just going to open this up in a new window, and I'm just going to go through each one of them, and hopefully one of them is going to hit. So let's see which one ends up actually being the answer. Okay, so it's T1123. And so T1123 over here, let's go find it real quick. It is this thing. So audio capture, mgbot's plugin module captures input and output audio streams, and this falls under the discovery technique, and that's, or discovery tactic. There was no other hint. So it says which MITRE attack technique is linked to using this in the malware framework mgbot, and that's basically all the hints that we got. So I had to really kind of sift and sort through the list of tactics that we had, and you know, that's the answer. Sometimes that's really all you got to do to be able to find the answer. So hopefully for the rest of them, we'll be able to find a more direct approach instead of just trial and error. But yeah, let's see what we can find. All right, real quick before we move on to the next question, just wanted to tell you a little bit about Hackaholics Anonymous. If you haven't checked it out already, this is a really dope membership community that we've designed for security professionals and hackers. And I think if you actually check out the perks, you will genuinely believe that as well, and you'll be impressed by it. And there are 4 tiers available with a lot of different perks depending on where you're at and what kind of membership you want to choose for yourself. So I don't want to take too much time from the video, but I really do encourage you to check it out. I think you'll actually be surprised how awesome it is. The question is, what is the CyberChef defanged URL of the malicious download location first seen on 22.11.02? So first we got to find that link, and then we got to get the defanged version using CyberChef. So first, let me try to find that through our research real quick. Okay, we are pulling basically everything from the We Live Security website. There is a URL right here. It's actually already been defanged for us. Defanged means that they put the dots inside of the square brackets so that this URL in general is not clickable. So this whole thing just breaks the URL, but I think I'm going to try this one, but I feel like they want us to defang the entire thing using CyberChef, and what it does is it puts these square brackets on pretty much every portion of this that it can to make it unclickable guaranteed. So I'm just going to click, I'm going to try this one, see if that one actually works, and it doesn't. So I'm going to try the CyberChef real quick. Yeah, so the defanged version on CyberChef is actually very different. So they do put these square brackets on pretty much every dot and these forward slashes, so on and so forth. So let's try this version, and let's see if this one works. Yeah, that is the version that they wanted. So it was the right URL. It's just we needed to use CyberChef to actually defang it to give us the exact link that they were looking for. So the next one here, the defanged IP address of the CNC server detected on 2020 9/14 using these modules. So now we're just gonna go back through this thing, and we have the IP version or the IP address that was used on that specific date. I don't know if we're going to be able to find this specific date. I'm going to search for this date to see if anything like that exists in this URL or in this article. And it does right here. Okay, there we go. So this is, and there's only one instance of this date. And this is the MGBot CNC server. And so this is the defanged version that they have for us over here. But in order for us to get the answer correctly, we need to use the CyberChef version. So the CyberChef version, you can do defang IP addresses and defang URLs. And I'm just going to make sure that this is clicked into one dot so it correctly gives me the defang at the bottom right here. And there we go. And that's our defanged version. So there we go. We're going to go here and we're going to do that. And there we go. Nice. All right, last question here. What is the SHA-1 hash of the spy agent family spyware hosted on the same IP targeting Android devices on November 16, 2022? So spy agent family spyware. I'm gonna search for this, or I'll just even search for spy agent. Let's see if we can find anything by spy agent here. Okay, unfortunately, this article seems to have come to its full use. There's nothing that I can find about the spyware that was used. But we actually now do have certain pieces of information that I think will be useful to us to go through another tool or another resource that we can use to get some of this information. And for cyber threat intelligence, one of the greatest resources that you can find is actually called VirusTotal. And VirusTotal I've used very frequently. Actually, let me go back and get this IP address because I want to use that IP address. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go through VirusTotal and we're going to do search right here on the right side. And then we're going to paste the IP address, not the defanged version, but the fanged version, I guess, like the actual IP address. And you search for it, and of course it's going to show up because this was a real cyber threat that happened. And now what we want to do is we want to find the spyware that was used, the spy agent spyware that was used for this thing. And so when you go under details, either relations or community, any of these tabs are very useful and you get a lot of great information. So I'm going to search through details to see if I can find anything about the spyware. And then if not through details, I'm going to try to find it on the other tabs. And then as soon as I find it, I will let you know what it is. Okay, under the relations tab, we actually have something for communicating files. And this is on 9/11/2024 though. So this might not be the exact one that we're looking for, but it is an Android file. And what we have over here is this name. So I don't know if this is actually the one that we're looking for. Let's see if it is. It seems to be kind of exactly what we're looking for, honestly, but I need to just double check and make sure that it is actually spyware. We can always just try the SHA-1 hash that's attached to this to see if this is going to be the one. So I'm just going to copy the SHA-1 hash right here. So when you go under details, typically for any file or link, anything that actually can have a hash value, there's going to be under the details at the very top, there's going to be all the hash values that are attached to it. So I'm going to take the SHA-1 hash and I'm going to try it, see if this is actually the answer they're looking for. Oh, it is. There you go. Just like that. Just like that, we got the answer. So that was it for this room. And that was basically it for this particular exercise. It was a pretty quick one, pretty easy one. We used OSINT, which is open source intelligence, and some Googling. And most of these, so this one was inside of the email itself. This we found using the command line. This information right here, everything up until this point, was found through that article from We Live Security. And then this last piece was found on VirusTotal by searching for this particular IP address and then just kind of clicking around and finding that last piece of information. So cyber threat intelligence is actually not a hard concept to wrap your head around, especially if you know how to use the tools that are available at your disposal. So that was it for the Friday overtime room inside of the SOC level 1 pathway for cyber threat intelligence in TryHackMe. If you found this information useful, or if you would like to get more videos like this, I do encourage you to visit our channel and check out all the other videos that we got over here. And of course, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out. There's a lot of stuff that comes out regularly on this channel. And of course, there's everything else that's on SOC level 1, that entire playlist that exists. And then we did SOC level 2 and all the other good stuff as well. So there's a lot of playlists on this channel. There's a lot of content on this channel. And if you ever want to find something in particular, you just click on the search button right here and then search for the topic, and it should show up for you as well. So hopefully you found this video useful. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out. And of course, there's the Hackaholics Anonymous membership community, which is designed to be the premier YouTube community for security professionals and hackers. And there's a lot of great stuff on this community. We have the bug bounties that we go together and we collaborate on that we have yet to do. So it is available if you want to join and actually kind of get on the team so that we can hunt down for those things together and make some money doing hacking. There's the Python automations, there's Discord chats, there's exclusive content, exclusive downloads, discount for merch, and a lot of other great things that are available as a part of being a member of this Hackaholics Anonymous community. So I do recommend that you just click on this read more button, or just watch the video and then just look at all the different perks that we got. And if you're ready, would love to have you in our membership community. If not, it's all good. You can bookmark it for the future. You can be a supporter and just kind of support the channel in a very, very low dollar amount. Or if you want all the extra perks, you would look at some of the more advanced tiers and then see which one suits you best. So that is it for Hackaholics Anonymous, and I really do hope to see you in that community and in the Discord chats, and let's have some fun with it. It's your boy Hank Hackerson at Hank Hacks Hackers, your favorite network and system attacker / protector. If no one else loves you, Hank loves you. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and I will see you in the next video. Later.